of Mercury retrograde already. I mean, I can tell. Like, if I didn't know what the dates were of it, I would be able to determine that, because sometimes I don't pay attention, or I used to not pay attention, but I would be able to determine it based on the things that would happen in a day. Like, it's very specific kind of disruptive energy. Things things that are simple become complicated. It's Mercury retrograde. So we're already seeing the influence of that. In any case, I said high and low within close time proximity to each other, about midday, like noon to 2 o'clock, and you can see how we went from a low right here around 1:30. Well, depending on how you look at it, 12:30, 1:30, 1:50. But in any case, we moved to a high here by 3 o'clock. So a high and a low, little bit further away from each other than I would have expected. But then we have a high and a low again here in the last hour. So we're seeing this low again, and we should see another move to the upside into that. We got about 20 minutes left. Hmm. Hmm. I would have expected to see more of a move here. I mean, there's 20 minutes left. There could be. This is just multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance. The Valor card, though, is a pretty bullish card in a lot of cases, so that could really be where the move ends up. Funny, last day of November, Valor card, first, the early part of just probably nothing, but yeah. So I think we probably go higher here tomorrow in the morning. It's kind of mixed, but there's a high there in the morning. And then my sense is that it's pretty bearish throughout the day there. We don't actually see Knight of Wands energy until the 4th. Knight of Wands energy being the first card in the sequence of events for December. Hey, Avi. I didn't. Do you know how to do it? Oh, great. I had all these technical difficulties, and I had to uninstall a bunch of stuff, or delete a bunch of stuff from my computer. And now my Tasty Trades doesn't open. Fantastic. Second icon from top on left. Oh, there's an arrow there. Thank you, Avi. I appreciate it. I missed the little arrow there until you just pointed it out. Dope. All right, that's going to make things a lot easier. Thank you. Appreciate it. Pretty bullish. There's going to be one heck of a drop coming up here. See, look, there's a gap here. It's filled here. There's a gap here. It's filled here. There's a gap here. It's filled here. These gaps need to be filled, guys. There's a lot of gaps there. That's doesn't bode well, if you ask me. Hey, it was luck. Well, we are still moving to the upside, like I said. So we should probably see a move up into these price levels here, and that would be the Valor card because there's not really any other bullish energies here at the end of the day. But we do have the high and the low within close time proximity to each other in the last hour, and then the ruin indicating a high here at the end of the day. It could be our highest high actually, but we would have to see some significant move here in the last 20 minutes. Freaking Mercury retrograde, man. Like I said, nothing that's supposed to be simple is simple. I have to like open up all my folders again. So annoying. So finishing off near highs here, basically as projected, this was a pretty solid reading. Aside from that low. Well, actually, maybe. No. That was pretty solid, that low, actually. um, Interesting. The Bitcoin reading has the Knight of Wands here on the first as well. Knight of Wands here, Ace of Discs here, Ace of Discs here. Interesting. But it looks pretty choppy. We do have like our first highest high somewhere around the second, third, it looks like. There's also probably our first lowest low here around the third, fourth. That looks like Hierophant energy there into the high, prominent move higher. It's like a pop and drop, right? And the Hierophant energy is the high energy for the 1 day chart on the 31st. So that looked pretty solid. And then the trade opportunity is when rotating sideways along key support level. Also, the peak at the beginning of the day advised not to chase. This all looks pretty solid. Are you guys not hearing me? Yeah, it's 2024 that takes place. It looks like I should really do a 10-year for Tether or a multi-year for Tether. I thought I had one. I could have sworn I had one. Is BlackRock involved? Looks like it is. Yes. Some sort of legal. They're like involved in like legalities somehow. Dell and Ulta earnings. All right, so Dell earnings. Next Dell earnings. They probably meet based on this card. They probably meet their expectations, and as a result, I would think there would be a pretty bullish move. Let me see what the chart behavior is going to look like. Significant move higher, establishing support, and then a big move higher. And then Ulta, their next earning results. So I feel like they have pretty optimistic expectations that they might like they might beat one and then miss on the other because there's two different parameters, I believe. So they might meet on one and miss on the other, or there's like really optimistic expectations and they don't come in as good as like what's expected. Either way, there's a notable reversal on a multi-day scale, and I'd expect they would turn south. See what they're doing. Oh, and did you guys see that? I'll come back to that in a sec. Yeah, so they probably head south, is my sense. Look at that, guys. We're like almost at day's highs here. We had a low and a high in the last few minutes. I said we'd have to have quite a big move to fulfill that, and look what we have. Quite a big move to fulfill that. And now we probably do sideways rotation along this price level here, is my sense. Probably do some sideways rotation here, maybe bumping up against resistance. I can answer that, but you really should just wait till I do the crypto picker, crypto cryptocurrency picker reading. It looks like Prime actually. Gala's would be in second place, but Prime looks pretty significant to the upside. There's some good energies in there. Do I think SPY will hit 440 by Monday? No, I don't think so. Not by Monday. We're gonna dance a little bit around this top here for a little bit in the first few days, it looks like. Hmm. might actually have a pretty sharp drop there off of a peak. It's possible. It's not definite, but it's possible. There could be a pretty sharp drop here off of a peak, followed by movement back to highs here early in the beginning of the next week. Is biotech going to do well between now and January? Completion card. I forget if that's. I think that's a yes, but let me double check. Where are all my pages? Yeah, it's a yes. So it looks like biotech does well between now and January, yes. But that's going to be in comparison to like the rest of the market. You know, what does well mean? All right, so real quick. Oh, look at this, guys. We're going right into highs here at the end of the day. A few minutes left, just as expected. And I didn't even think it was going to happen here at the end of the day, and it still happened. Ay. Doubt. So silly. Will gold hit 3,000 in 2024? I got a yes for that. A fortune card yes. It's pretty significant. All right, so for tomorrow, guys, any bit of a rally here in the morning to the upside into a high, I would utilize as an opportunity to open up a short, probably closing that short at the very end of the day. Well, actually, you could probably close that short in a few places. Midday, early afternoon, or end of day is probably the best. There's probably a day trade there if you time it right. Buy the short at the high. If you time that right, you could probably close it at a key support level on a multi-day scale in the next hour. And then you could open up a long and close the long when we rally into... I don't like that trade. I wouldn't open up a long there. I probably just want to be in a short going into the 4th. It's a little unclear, that last trade, but there's probably a good short trade in there tomorrow. Between this rally into a high and then these multiple opportunities to close out of it if you want to do a day trade. Or if you don't want to do a day trade, you could hold it. I don't think you'd want to close it on Monday. Probably close it on Tuesday. But like, you know, what I've got right now is an expiration. I've got put options that expire out January 5th. So like any of these moves, they don't make that much of a difference unless we get into like intrinsic value range. It's really cheap options. So, but it's out in January 5th because between now and January 5th, I know there's going to be significant decline. I just wait for it, even if I'm wrong. It'll come. It's just a matter of time. But with that said, guys, I'm going to roll. Like I said, it gets dark here real early now. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Sorry I got on a little bit later today. I had some technical difficulties, but that's gonna go as it goes with Mercury retrograde's influence upon us now. As always, make sure to follow that rule of karma, my friends. You know where to go. Right here to the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders. 5% of the profits forward, 5% of the profits back, leaves you with 90% of the money. Make sure to spend that money out of love. Following those rules, the universe considers you an angel investor of the channel.